Do you use user stories to write your requirements? Yes? Cool. Do you also know that user stories are not requirements? No? Well, then stay tuned and I will explain why user stories are not requirements. Hello everyone, welcome back to Everything Adaptive with Piyush. I'm Piyush Rate, your host on this channel. Today, we will understand why user stories are not requirements. For that, we first need to understand what are requirements. In the simplest possible way, I would say any expectations or needs of your customers that help them to solve a problem or provide them a benefit is a requirement. In other words, anything that is required to create a valuable and useful product can be termed as a requirement. Now, usually requirements are classified as functional, non-functional, technical, and business requirements. For example, a functional requirement could be allow users to have a two-factor authentication system. A non-functional requirement could be improving the performance of the product. I hope that makes sense. Now, what are user stories? User stories originated with extreme programming, and since then they have been interchangeably used with requirements. However, there is a subtle difference. An user story is not a requirement in itself, but it is an approach to express a requirement from the perspective of a user or a customer. A user story is more of an invitation to have conversation to understand the requirements in a better way, instead of just detailing out the requirements into a document. As extreme programming evolved and a lot of people started using user stories to express their requirements, the current popular syntax of user stories was created by Rachel Davis at Connextra. The current popular syntax for the user story states that there has to be a user or a persona who requires a feature or function so that a business objective could be achieved or value could be created. For example, as a customer, I want to sign in so that I can change my password. Here, the customer is the persona, sign in is the feature or functionality required, and the objective to be achieved is to change password. This is minimal but sufficient information which would lead to conversations between the product owner and the developers so that they can have a common understanding of what the requirement is all about. I'll put up a link here to another video that will give you a deeper dive into what user stories are and how to use them. I'll also put up a link to an article on the same topic that I wrote a few days back. Give it a read too. If you found this video helpful, then like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to know about the latest content. Until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay adaptive.